Welcome back to our farm here in Baldeykino. Today, well, we're finishing the contract that we started last episode for Vladimir here. It's a neighboring field to our farm. You can see our farm and our field just right over there. Last episode, we were working a bit in our field and it kind of started removing some of the rocks when we took up this contract here to help out our neighbor. And you can see that I've got quite a bit of work done here, and there's definitely quite a bit to do. There's some things that, well, you'll see that are going to come up. Now, so in our field, I was kind of looking at, yes, I want to get wheat planted, and I've pretty much been saying that since the first episode. Well, I should, yeah, but things keep coming up. So for now, I'm going to take things one thing at a time. Right now, we're helping Vladimir, harvest his field. And there's a couple of things with that. There's a mess I got to clean up down at the seed production. I'll show you that when I get down there. It looks like might have one more truckload of this to take down to, well, it's the seed production is where I'm taking his grain from here. Anyway, while I was offloading some of the grain at the seed production, kind of made a bit of a mistake and spilled a bunch all over the ground. Now that's our responsibility to go clean up. Seriously, it was a mistake. I backed up to the you'll see when I go down there. I backed up to the seed production. I started offloading, but it wouldn't offload out of the truck, so I kind of pulled forward a bit. And yeah, well, it made a mess. So that's all right. We'll have to go clean that up. And then there's, I think, a little job to do at the collective farm if we get to it this episode or next episode. There's a bit of a job there to do. And of course, we've got our field. So that, it's pretty much caught up from last episode. And right now, yep, just finishing Vladimir's wheat field here. And yeah, I think I can fit this all in the truck. The truck gets pretty much full after 3 hoppers with this harvester. Now, of course, this harvester, we are renting this. We're borrowing that truck from the collective farm because, well, it's kind of their grain anyway. And this harvester and that JCB tractor in the distance is a rental just for this job. Of course, yeah, we only have the one tractor, just the Belarus tractor, our little MTZ. It's an 80. Our tractor is a Belarus 80 tractor. I knew it was the 80 series. That's the one that Uncle Pete gave us. That's our only tractor, of course. And we're going to make some money from this contract. I'm just kind of trying to organize everything in my head here, just starting this episode. So this is going to pay about $16,000. Now, looking at our field over there, which, yeah, I worked my way across this field close enough that you can see our field now. Looking at it, we need to put lime down. The soil, well, it's all fresh field, just plowed, but we have so little money. And I thought, well, investing in a lime spreader would be a good idea because we could also use it for fertilizer. Yeah, I think it'd actually be better to just not lime it for now until we have more money and get a sprayer. A sprayer would overall be a more effective fertilizer application machine if you think about it, because yeah, the lime spreader could also spread fertilizer, but 90% of the time that's what you're going to be doing is fertilizing, because you only got to spread lime every few years. So let's get a more effective fertilizer. See, that's my thinking. So I think we can get a sprayer for probably cheaper. So I think we'll have a look at a purchase of that once we get this field done here, is kind of what I'm getting at. So a few things I'm going to look at and see. And of course, our field still has some small stones on it that I need to go and work on getting up. And I'll work on that here and there. And that's not terribly important to finish right now. We can actually plant our field as it is, but I would like to get the rocks up. We'll see how that works. And maybe, I don't know, thought about seeing about planting some trees at our farm, as we have that big open pasture. But now that we kind of see where the house is and where the buildings are going to be, wouldn't it be nice to have some trees? I think it could be cool. I'll give that one some thought. That's just something I kind of thought as I was looking over there across the way. Yeah. So for now, well, it looks like I have been rambling long enough that we almost have a full hopper in the harvester again. So yeah, about 3 of these will fill up the truck. There's some grain in there now, so 3 of these should definitely fill it. Might not make it to the end of the field. We might have some left over. And then there is once we finish the contract, there will likely be grain that we can keep for ourselves. That's, from my experience, always been the case. and we'll just see how that goes. When I get up to the truck here, you'll see that it is more than a little muddy. Yeah, I said that I have said earlier that might be a problem. Well, not a problem, but that might come into play, and yeah, it has. But nothing that's gotten us hung up. Although I will say that this truck with 30-some thousand liters of grain in the trailer can be it's a little sluggish to maneuver it down to the silo for sure. All right, so that is that empty, and I'm still trying to figure, can we finish the field with 2 more hoppers? And I think it's a possibility. This has definitely been a big job to take on after just starting our small little farm. I decided to take on a job harvesting I think it's I forget how big it is. I think it's like 11 hectares or something, with a really big harvester. And I'm looking over, and it's quite the contrast, because you look over there and there's our small, charming little Siberian farm, and then we look over here and we have this huge, well, there's huge fields everywhere, there's huge fields everywhere, but I'm working right here, and then I look over there and there's our charming little farm, and I kind of can't wait to get back to it once we get done with this Kloss and the JCB, give them back, return them, and we'll get to, well, yeah, I need to get our tractor and bucket down to the silo down there, and yeah, there's definitely a mess of grain to clean up. And then we'll further need our tractor and bucket over at the collective farm for if we can get to it this time. Maybe if not this time, next time. But in episode 1, we brought some seeds and fertilizer over there. Well, apparently they're having some problems with managing tasks and getting things done. So my uncle's asked me if I can go down there and find the time to load up the seeds and fertilizer that we brought, and I said, oh, that's no problem, because yeah. So, but more on that if we get to that today. So I spoke earlier of spreading the lime, versus fertilizer spreader versus, a sprayer. I have had a look. I say that because I did have a look at some of the equipment around here that's available for purchase, and there is an affordable sprayer that we could get, and I want to have a look at that, and that'll be one thing we probably do today, because we'll have the money from this harvest, and we're going to want to spend that money in some way to improve our farm. So we'll have a look at that. There's it depends on how much they're willing to part with it for, but there's a sprayer which is going to be more affordable, and we'll have a look at that here once we finish this task. If you recall, they gave us a pretty good deal on the cedar. I believe we paid about $7,000 for it. I mean, it's old and used, something from the 70s, but it works. And so we'll ask around and see about sprayer. But I think we can get a sprayer for about the same price. But of course, I'm interested to see, the $16,000 take home from this. But of course, it was about $1,800, I think, to rent the equipment, and we want to see what kind of grain, we're going to have left over. Let's see, how much do we have in the truck here? So we've got room. We should have room for another hopper from the harvester. Now it's getting pretty dirty out here. So yeah, we're going to have a truckload and then some, it looks like. And whatever grain we get to keep for ourselves, well, I guess we'll see. It depends how much there is. This is not the ideal time of year to be selling it, but our farm is in need of money. So yeah, we'll see how much is left over. So sitting here thinking about fertilizer, because yeah, there's a lot of time to think while you're harvesting. Liquid fertilizer is more expensive and requires different equipment to move it, like, a tank, right? Whereas solid fertilizer, we can already move with our current equipment. Although, then there's that, a trailer. A trailer is going to be at the top of the things that we need to buy. For sure, a trailer is the top of the things we need to buy. So when we get paid for this contract, trailer. And a general trailer will move both grain and solid fertilizer. So, you know, maybe the lime spreader is the way to go. Because, yeah, you know, doing this, I've been thinking to myself, kind of having this discussion in my head, and it's like, well, maybe that is the way to go. So, yeah, we'll see. And I'll look at trailers too. I want to get a good. Yeah, I haven't even looked at trailers, but that's perhaps kind of because I know that we need a trailer. What's a farm without a trailer? You know, we're at least going to want a regular trailer of some kind, you know, to hold, you know, with some kind of grain body on it and a flatbed. At the very least, you can't have a farm without a trailer, you know. All right, let's put this in the truck. This is going to fill up the truck, and we'll take this rundown, and you'll see exactly what I was talking about down at the silo. So we'll want to get our tractor down there as well and get that grain shoveled up. Before, I don't want to drive the truck over it, and well, you'll see. I don't want to drive the truck over it and turn it into more of a mess. I shouldn't be driving the truck over the grain anyway. So we're going to pull the truck down there, and then we'll get our tractor and bucket down there. All right, and that's the truck, mostly full, I would assume. Well, yeah, full enough that it can't fit the rest of that grain in there. So let's get the truck down there to the silo. And it's a pretty short drive. In fact, especially with most of this field harvested, it's a very short drive. Because we can cut most of the way over towards our own field. But yeah, this little truck, it gets a little sluggish with this kind of weight of grain. Oh, wow, you know, it's been a minute since I've been to the silo. We've harvested so much of the field that, yeah, we're over here now. What I'm saying is this path right here is probably the easiest to take. It was a straight shot, but I almost overshot it because the last time I took a truckload, we were coming from down there. Yep, this is a nice big field here, and as I've said in the previous 2 episodes, yeah, we'll be working here at some point, to some extent. We'll be working on this field, just as hired help, of course. And up here, I believe we have a bit of mud, but it's not much of an issue, except when it comes to turning onto the highway is where it gets to be a bit of an issue. And we're going to want to take this turn really, really wide and hope that no cars are coming, which there's a police car right there. Okay, now hopefully the traffic will hold off for just a moment, and hopefully we can make this turn. It's so close. Yeah, that's a difficult turn to make with this truck. And I wasn't able to quite make it. I had to back up and adjust myself a little bit because I didn't see there's some little barrier poles right there. But there, ooh, finally got it. Well, we'll only have to make that turn one more time because one more load down here. All right, so let's get the truck down here. So right up ahead of us is the silo. And then, well, you'll see, but right up here to the left is the seed production, and that's where this is going. Delivering that there. And up here on the left, yep, you can see there. Yeah, it wouldn't offload into the shed, and I pulled forward, and it started dumping out of the trailer just everywhere. And so I backed up, but that became harder trying to back up because then the truck was trying to back over the grain. And so the truck got slower, and as the truck got slower, it dumped out more and more. And then it became worse. And then I said, okay, wait, let's just, yeah. All right, so let's see what we have here. Oh, I could have parked that in maybe a better place. Let's see. Yeah, so we got this right here that needs to go up into the bin there. So let's go get our tractor and get this taken care of because we can't leave a mess like this in someone else's silo. All right, so now it's a question of where did I park the bucket? Oh, never mind. It is right there. Well, that's why I turned over here. I was like, well, it's probably in our shed here. Let's just put our silage fork back here. Grab our bucket. I wasn't sure that we bought a bucket. I mean, Yeah, obviously we did, but I can't remember why I bought it. I don't remember using it, but hey, it's a good thing we have it. Did we use it for anything? See, I don't remember using it for anything, but here it is. Luckily we have it. I probably just bought it as a general thing. That's probably why I forgot buying it, because I probably just got it as something that, you know, we're eventually going to need, which, yeah, we do. Yeah, just like having a trailer, you know. I can't say for what we'll need it yet, but obviously we need a trailer. We need, at least one with a grain body and one with a flatbed. Yeah, so here's our little beautiful field. We'll be working at there today some. Yeah, there's quite a bit that needs to be done in removing the rocks if I decide to go through and remove all the rocks, but it was going fairly fast. It's not that slow a process. And we have, well, the rest of this month to I'm just trying to think here. We have the rest of this month to plant wheat. Let me double check that. Yeah, we actually have through October, but I'd like to get our wheat planted this month, so we have the rest of the month. I gotta say, if there's a place that you're gonna have to be traveling a lot back and forth, and you're only going 20 miles an hour, it may as well be a place as beautiful as here. Yeah, it makes, the slow drive back and forth not so bad, because it's quite picturesque here. Quite a bit. There's the root crop storage I spoke of before. That's right there. It's nice and handy. It's just right across the road from the silo, the grain silo. All right, let's get down here with our tractor and get this grain up. I'm not sure how much is spilled there, but I'm not sure how much this bucket can move. This bucket might have an 800 liter capacity. I'll see. And I'll get to work on this. Just a little bit of an oopsie there, you know. And maybe I shouldn't have backed the truck right up to it. Yeah. Why do I always do that? I always do something silly like that. Why did I back this truck right up to it? I need more room to work. I have no idea. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good there. Alright, let's see what kind of amount of grain we're dealing with here. Whoa. Yeah, that filled it fast. Alright, so can I tip that high is the other question. Oh, yeah. Well, that's one good thing. Alright, so let's just get some of this up. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be quite the job. But you got to do what you got to do to keep everything, well, to keep things like this from happening. And when they do, you got to keep up on this, especially since this isn't even our grain. And I'm trying to think of a faster way to do this, but one doesn't come to mind. We have such limited equipment to work with. But one thing I'll say about this little Belarus tractor, it is a good loader. I mean, it is a very good loader. Is the truck full? Well, crud. I think the truck might be full. But yeah, this thing's a great loader. I'm just saying that just operating this here, I'm having no issues operating it. It's really smooth. It lifts it really well. It's making a great little loader. All right. Let's see. Are we full on grain? We are. Well, let's see. No, I don't want to drive over that. Okay, idea. Let's, for now, yeah, because I don't want to drive over the grain. That's just not very, that's less than neighborly. let's, for now, let's deposit this in the silo, and then we can pull this back out when we need it. How about that? That just kind of occurred to me. Let's, for now, drop this in here. Eeh. The brakes on this thing are fine, but not when you got 30 tons of wheat behind you. See, it was doing, like, there we go. See, that's kind of what was happening over there. And I think I know what happened now. See, it said it was offloading, and it showed it offloading, but it wasn't. That, I think, is what was happening down there. And what happened is, okay, I'll tell you what happened. I think I was pressing the button to just offload, and not offload at a, you know what I mean? You know how you can, here, let me show you. See, there's nothing in the trailer. There's nothing in the trailer, but I can press this and offload anyway. Yeah, I think I was doing that on accident instead of pressing, yeah. And I think that's what was causing it. I think that's what caused this mess down here, because I just did it there. Now let's just get the truck down here, and that should make it a little bit faster. Because, yeah, this tractor's a great loader. I mean, it's really stable. When I'm moving the shovel up and down, it's very stable. And I like this loader. It's pretty cool, too. I like these old loaders. That thing fills up fast. That thing fills up really fast. Yeah, there's a serious amount of grain down there. Sometimes, like, you know, we had that huge pile of grass. Now, I know, obviously, grass is different from wheat. Yeah, but in the first episode, we had that huge, or was it the second when we did it? But we had that huge pile of grass behind our house, and it was a gigantic pile. And the silage fork was just, you know, taking huge dents out of it, just annihilating it. It was pretty quick to move. This wheat, however, well, wheat's a lot denser and heavier. I mean, obviously, you know, but yeah, we're not taking the kind of dents out of this. I wonder if I can get this little bit of grain up here. It's not been wanting to come up. Let's see if we get my bucket right on the ground. Oh, did I get it? Oh, yeah, I did get it. Okay. I've not been able to get that so far. There we go. Well, we definitely made a lot of progress. There's just that big mountain in there still that we have yet to get. Yeah, you know, I mentioned earlier they want us to move the seeds and fertilizer down at the collective farm. They want us to load it into a trailer. I think I might leave that one for next episode. I think today I'm having quite my fill of bucket work. Yeah, you know, I used to work a job at a warehouse where we assembled motorcycles out of the crate. So warehouse full, you know, just, I don't even know, just full of crates of motorcycles, and just, you know, stacked 4 high all through the warehouse. And we'd get orders, you know, to assemble motorcycles from the dealership, and they'd specify which exact VIN number they want assembled. You know, so if it's like a certain, you know, it's not just a certain model, but the exact VIN number. For whatever reason, that's just how it was. And sometimes, well, as it happens, when you get stuff in and you stack it in a warehouse, it's going to tend to be in the back, right? So sometimes they'd say, well, we need, you know, this bike, and this bike assembled today, and we look, and they're all the way in the back. So what I'm saying is, there was sometimes on the job when we would spend, it was just me and one other guy. We were the only 2 in the warehouse. And there were some times where one of us would spend the entire 8-hour day just running the forklift just to get a particular crate out, and then put all the other crates back, you know, to put everything back where it was. Sometimes we'd spend 8 or so hours. So that's kind of what I'm feeling like here. It's like I'm spending all this time with the bucket, and then we're going to have to spend more time. And I was like, yeah, well, it's like that one job where you could spend like a day or 2 just running the forklift just to get to a crate. You get really used to the, you don't even think about it. You're just going, just like now, I've been telling you that story, just driving back and forth, working the levers, and you're not even thinking about what you're doing. Well, there's not a whole lot left now. Now we're just down to that, kind of that last hump there. Slowly getting it. Yeah. A few more bucket loads. Yeah, but that mistake, that was definitely a costly mess I made there. Very costly. With a small tractor like this, I mean, as good a loader as it is, and it's a very good loader, that was a pretty costly mess because you can see how much grain is piling up in this trailer. Yeah. Cost a lot of time, this did. Okay, we're down to kind of just the last little bits here. Still going to be a few more shovel loads. And the trailer is definitely getting pretty full. I didn't think that I spilled that much grain, but it looks like I did. But it looks like we're down to a few bucket loads here. Definitely leveled up my front loader skills a little bit along the way. Oh, look at that. There's definitely only a little bit left. That might only be like 2 bucket loads. Maybe not even that much. That could be 1 bucket right there left. Let's see. Let's get this offloaded into the trailer and we'll see. Wow, that trailer has filled up quite a bit. All right, let's see. I think we might be able to get this last little bit here in 1 bucket. Yeah, I think so. Got to really scrape the bottom though. Oh yeah, we got this in 1 bucket. We just got to really get down there. Let no grain go to waste. There we go. Now let's get this bit over here. It's hard because there's kind of a curb there, and yeah, the ground kind of goes up and down. And I got to keep the bucket. There we go. That, I believe, is that. Finally. Oh yeah, almost exactly a bucket. Finally, we got all of that cleaned up. Let's get this into the trailer. And see what we're working with here. And see what kind of percentage of the field complete that makes us. Let's get this out of the way so we can get that loaded in there. Alright, so it's not as much as it looked like. I was going to say, I didn't think it was like a full trailer's worth. Nah. So yeah, it was like not quite half a trailer. It looks like more than there is in the trailer, so for this time, let's get it loaded properly. Let's make sure all of it actually goes into the seed production. There we go. Now it's started, and okay, now it's offloading. Let's see what kind of percentage done it puts us on the field for the contract. All right, 77% transported. Oh, there's another truckload in the silo. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, there's more than that because we only got like 1 truckload left. Okay, there's some in the silo we're gonna get. Yeah, I totally forgot. It's been a minute shoveling all that wheat back in there, and I kind of forgot that we put a whole truckload in here temporarily. All right, now hopefully, because still, even minus this truckload, 77% complete seems like not a whole lot. So let's see when we add this in there. Oh, finished. Oh, and it's selling it for us. So let's just go ahead and that finished really quickly and unexpectedly. Just let it go because we need the money. I mean, we need the money. It'd be better to sell it in December technically, and plus it was already offloading from the truck. I didn't catch it. I wasn't even paying attention because yeah, you saw just as well as I did. The last truckload said 77% complete. I wasn't even expecting it to suddenly just go poof. All right, so that's 16,000 that we have now, plus what we get from the contract. And then maybe we'll save what's left over. It depends. But for now, let's get back to the field and get the last bit in the truck with the harvester. All right, so a good deal of that truckload was all ours because it was extra grain, and that means all of this will be too. Maybe they didn't think we would do such an efficient job harvesting their field. Oh, okay, it's 9.4 hectares. I was thinking it was 11. Well, the land area says 12. So, yeah, there was quite a bit off that truck. And this is quite a bit here, too. I mean, this is maybe close to a hopper full on the harvester. For now, for sure, what I'll do for sure, until we figure out exactly what we're going to do with the money, it can't hurt. We'll put this in the silo because, you know, if it's, you know, it'll probably sell for more next month. It'll sell for more next month, even more the next month, and so on. So if we're not using the money right away, we'll store it for now, you know, and get as much as we can when we do sell it. I'll have a look at trailers. I'll get an idea. Once we get this row started here, I'll have a look at trailers to get an idea of what they're going to cost us, unless we can find one used or something. Because either way, I'm going to wait till tomorrow to buy anything. Because, you know, you always want to wait till, you know, like right now, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. Let's wait for tomorrow. We'll have most likely new items up for sale, you know, used. And maybe, yeah, you always want to wait and see before you spend your money because something might come on sale. Now, as for right now, it's pretty much the same stuff that was on sale earlier. Looking at trailers, because we're going to need a trailer. We got a farm, we're going to need a trailer. There's a good little affordable John Deere trailer. Oh, look at that toner. And that one can hold a lot. I'm not sure if we need all that. And I'm not sure if we need just a regular grain trailer. I kind of do tend towards auger trailers because they can be more versatile. But, you know, if you've seen the configuration of the silo, an auger trailer wouldn't be able to dump directly into that silo. I'll give it some thought. As we do this last row here, I'll give that some thought. The John Deere trailer was the cheapest of the ones at the store. It was the cheapest, but I think we'd be best served since a trailer is just a good general use thing for a farm, then it should be more versatile. And I think just a regular trailer would probably be the best in that respect because they can offload anywhere. If we need to load something into something, we have a tractor and a bucket for that, you know. So I think we'll be looking at a normal trailer. So quite likely that Tonar belly dump style trailer is pretty affordable, small and compact, and be good for our uses. I think we'll have a look at that. But of course, I'm going to wait till tomorrow just in case something comes up on sale. Some used equipment shows up, you know. And so, wow, we have quite a bit of wheat left over. I don't know how much of that truckload is sold for us. But we have this much more left. So let's get this to the truck and return this equipment here. You know, when I started this episode, I thought that the harvesting was just about done. I didn't realize how much work we had ahead of us, especially in undoing my little oopsie with the grain down there. But it's done now. This field is clear, and we can get back to our field. At least, I mean, I'm glad. I didn't want to spend the entire episode just driving the Kloss, you know. I wanted to use our equipment some, and well, we got some really good use out of our little tractor. It's proven useful yet again. We plowed our field with it, and then of course it's been useful in rock removal, driving it backwards. I mean, so yeah, it's proven its usefulness even driving it backwards down the field, and it's proven its usefulness as a loader. So it was a good tractor that my uncle gave us. All right, so we're done with their equipment. Yeah, let's get this off the field. And then turn that contract in. I'd like to get my equipment. Yeah, I want to get the equipment off the field before we terminate this contract. Let's do a double check here. Yep, all harvested. All right, let's get up here and turn this in. Contracts completed. So total minus the rental costs, $15,000. Collect. All right, so we've got a good deal of money now, and they have their equipment back. And that's whatever we sold, plus we got another 9,000 liters of wheat here. I'm just going to put this in our, not our silo, the silo down there. They have no problem with us using their silo for the time being. That's not an issue. They have plenty of storage room there. Eventually, yes, I will be looking at getting a silo on our property. That's something I'd like to have a look at. Can have a look at it, but I think a silo is going to be kind of down the road a minute, not right within our immediate budget. All right, one last bit of grain in here, and this is, of course, all for us later, for whenever we want to sell it or whatever. This is all ours, and I'm going to take this truck back. Let's take this truck back to the collective farm and get it washed off. Get our tractor and get back to our farm. First, I'm going to get this back down there. Yeah, get it back down there and get it sprayed off for them. Return them back a clean truck. And it's a pretty drive into town on this, well, yeah, admittedly cloudy fall day, but and yeah, this is it. This is the turn to the farm. All right, and we'll just pull this into their shop here. They got a pressure washer that we can use. Get the truck clean before we return it. If I can swing this turn into the shop, that is. Yeah, we got the truck in here just fine. All right, got a sprayer in here we can use. Oh, wow, it was quite muddy. I forgot the trailer was green underneath all that. Now, hopefully I can get out of this building a little easier than we got in. So make sure the wheels are good. All right, let's see. Yeah, hopefully we can get back out of here. Yeah, there's room. There's a lot more room. Next time we drive a vehicle in here, I'll be sure to drive in from that direction. And then I'll just park this truck over by... Yeah, I'll just park it back where it was. And there's that load of seeds and fertilizer that we delivered in episode 1. And one of our next tasks will be moving that into one of their trailers. But for now, I'd like to get back to our farm, do some work on our farm with, well, trying to get some of those rocks up off the field and decide how to spend our money that we've got now that we can afford some new things for the farm. Yeah, that's good enough right there. Yeah, that's fine right there. All right, that's all closed up. Let's go back down and get our tractor, and let's get back to our farm. Whoops, left the door open on the seed production. All right, yeah, let's get back to our farm. All right, so here we are back at our farm. You know, I just remembered that I thought about giving our farm a name. I forgot. So obviously I haven't thought of anything because I completely forgot. Because I was just like, yeah, here we are back at our farm. Oh, yeah. I'll try to think of something. Maybe you guys have any suggestions. Yeah, we'll see. But I'll probably have something will come to mind probably. Let's, oh, you know, I was going to drop off the bucket, but I don't have to. Let's get some of this done. Yeah, let's get some of this done before, I mean, it's only a little after 4, quarter past 4. We got time. Let's get a little bit of this done before we finish the day off. This goes fairly quick. If you saw what we were doing here, I believe it was last episode. Yeah, it was last episode. It goes fairly fast. Once we get it moving. Yeah, it's really not too bad going down the field and back like this. Just getting up all the rocks. I was wanting to save these to pave our driveway, and yeah, that'll be something else that I look into doing once we get farming done for this fall, because there's so much work to do. I'll have a look at getting gravel down on our driveway. This is not giving us a whole lot of gravel. These are just small rocks, and they're pretty sparsely spaced throughout the field. So I'm thinking here I'm going to do one more pass with this, and then we'll call it a day here. I'm glad we got the contract done for our neighbor over there. It was a fun job. get to drive some new flashy equipment that, well, we won't have on our farm anytime soon. So get to drive some fun equipment and help out a neighbor and such like that. And of course, in addition to getting up the rocks, we're also leaving a nice cultivated layer of soil here. However silly it may look to people, to onlookers from the road, us driving backwards through our field, we're getting decent work done here. And it's a decent workaround for having a tractor that doesn't have a 3-point hitch on the front or having any kind of reverse drive control. Alright, so that's pretty decent for now. I can work on this a little bit, but this month, definitely going to get this planted this month, whether or not all the rocks are off of it. Actually, I'm going to do 1 or 2 more passes here. Yeah, so I've done a few more rows here, and this is definitely something that we can get finished up. It goes pretty quick. And I did tell my Uncle Pete that that's what we're doing here. I was like, yeah, I'm getting rocks up off the field, and we're going to use them to pave the driveway. He's pretty impressed with the work we've done on the property so far and the driveway and everything. Well, especially since it was him and his guys that helped build our buildings. And anyway, but I let him know I'm looking at paving the driveway with these rocks, and I think he might be willing to help out with that. He seemed like he might be willing to help out, either getting us some more gravel or something like that. So we'll see about that next episode, I suppose. For right now, I'm just going to finish this one row here. You can see there's very little left. How house is it? Yeah, it's a very quaint little house. It's so small. Yeah, in the future we can see something about, I don't know. Actually, I'm happy with the house. It's enough. Having these sheds here is the biggest help of all, is having these sheds. All right, I'm going to go inside here and have some dinner. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in and following us along on our farm here in Siberia in Baldeykino. It's it's coming along very nice, as you can see, and now we have some money to spend. And next episode, we're going to do some work for the collective farm, moving seeds and fertilizer, perhaps get to planting our own farm, and maybe something special too. We'll have to see what else comes next episode. So I hope to see you guys there. Be sure to comment below. Your any comments or input or anything you have, anything is appreciated. That includes likes and especially subscriptions. If you like the series, please follow along, help out the channel. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time in part 4 of Farming in Siberia.